5 incredibly obscure arthropod orders. Number 5. Rhizonules, or hooded tick spiders. Ugh, tick spider sounds like a frightening animal, but the rhizonules are neither venomous predators nor disease-spreading bloodsuckers. These tiny creatures can only be found in the damp, moldy leaf litter of tropical forests. Their name comes from their spider-like shape and flattened, leathery bodies, along with a hinged panel, or hood, that completely covers their faces. While their ancient ancestors had eyes, modern tick spiders have a few light-sensitive cells in their place. Rhizonules prey on smaller invertebrates, especially mites, and the female seems to carry just one single leg at a time beneath her hood. Otherwise, we know very little about the habits of these reclusive, ancient organisms. Number 4. Pollocks Anita, or bristly millipedes. Though they can be found almost everywhere in the world, these unusual millipedes are rarely noticed, and usually mistaken for an incredibly tiny, hairy grub or caterpillar. Unlike their larger, well-armored millipede relatives, the bodies of Pollocks Anita are soft and squishy, but their stiff bristles offer protection from predators. The tuft of bristles on the tail are even lined with microscopic barbs, which can tangle the jaws of attacking ants or other insects like a bundle of barbed wire. Number 3. Pseudoscorpions. The odds are pretty high that these obscure arachnids are in your own backyard, but equally likely is that you'll never see one. Not only are they tiny, but they prefer to live in deep, dark places under the soil or in the crevices of rotting logs. Pseudoscorpions seem to boast a whole grab bag of interesting features. Their claws produce venom and their jaws produce silk, but only for nesting. The creatures mate through an elaborate dance, facing one another and holding each other's claws in a sort of waltz. They also engage in behavior known as phorecy. They use other, larger creatures for transportation. A pseudoscorpion will grab onto the leg of a fly or other winged insect with a single claw and hang on until dropped off at a new location. Number 2. Raphidioptera, or snakeflies. There are only around 250 species of the order Raphidioptera known to man. It's a fairly small group for any insect order, and there seems to be little variation between species. Named for their long necks and heads, adult snakeflies are ravenous, territorial predators of tiny, plant-eating insects such as aphids. Their similarly serpentine larvae feed on insects and insect eggs in soil or under dead tree bark. The oldest snakefly fossils known are from the early Jurassic period, and they appear to have undergone little to no change over the last 140 million years. Number 1. Archaeognata, or jumping bristle tails. Resembling a cross between a silverfish and some sort of tiny prawn, jumping bristle tails can be found under stones and logs all around the world, and are easily large enough to notice. Sometimes, these creatures are over 25 millimeters in, and when disturbed, they employ their tails to flip and hurl themselves like tiddlywinks. Archaeognata means ancient jaw and refers to a jaw structure found in almost no other modern insects. In fact, the bristletails are among the oldest and least changed insects known to man. They first appeared on Earth in the Devonian period, along with the very first arachnids. During mating, the male bristletails produces a long strand of silk, and hangs a series of sperm packets from it like a strand of Christmas lights, that the female will gather up during their mating dance.